For the first month, January, I decided to blend two things I'm a little bit obsessed with, the 20s and the disco funk vibe. And I've been inspired by a show that I had just done in December with two friends, Tammy and Marty. It was a roller dancing show. I had at home some of the costumes. Of course, I put the shiniest one on. For the makeup, I went heavy on the glitters. And by the way, that's a tiny tip. If you're doing any kind of creative photography and portraits, don't be scared to go heavy on the makeup. It's gonna save you a lot of time for the edit process. Regarding the setup, I completely improvised this one in my living room. I removed all of the posters on my walls and I used those naked white wall as backdrop. For the gears, I didn't have anything fancy, just my camera, my tripod. For the light, I was using just a tiny small rig. I really wanted to reproduce the kind of lighting I had on the show, you know, the big spotlight behind you. It was not as intense as I would have loved to, but still it worked. The hardest part of doing this alone was, well, that I was alone. I didn't have anyone to trigger the camera, and that was honestly super tricky. I was using the app that Sony has to control my camera from afar, but honestly, I really hate it. I don't like it at all. The worst part was the focus. It was really frustrating to manually set the focus first and then do those kind of back and forth in front of the camera. The second one is quite obvious, but it's of course balancing. On skates, trying to pose is not the easiest. It's tiring, like you're getting tired fast, even though you're not moving much. That was overall funny. I fell, of course, a lot. And the third challenge was the framing. It was really hard to include the skates in the photos, but in the end it was quite a creative challenge. Yeah, it forced me to go into weird angles. That was hard, challenging with the balance, but still interesting and cool. So when I start editing, it's when I start overthinking everything. And honestly, this time I did something quite unusual for me. I went super heavy on the colors. I overthought a little bit on color combination. Then the second thing, I decreased the clarity to increase the dreamy vibe. And the last thing was to add all of the glitters. I did that in Procreate, which I used to do my illustrations. And that was it for the editing phase. So looking back to it with my June eyes, I see all of the mistakes, all of the flaws of the photos. But I remember that back then I was kind of happy with the end result. And something that I did not mention is how hard it is to like yourself on a photo, to look at yourself. That's not natural. Oh, there is a groundhog just running in front of me. Wait, I have to take the video. So yeah, I don't remember what I was saying, but it's really uncomfortable to be in front of the camera. As a photographer, like give a lot of feedbacks to the person you're taking photos of. So at the end of this first shooting, I remember that I was just super satisfied. I finally did it. And I knew that I wanted to go a little bit further to improve those photos. That's why I bought two gears that honestly really changed the game. All of the shootings after that looked better. So that's it. Just see you around for February and the big reveal of what those gears are. And that's it. Bye!